Hey there, everyone. Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny Valdez podcast. And today's video, I'm going to be talking about how I learned English. There is that would be an interesting question because perhaps people can look at me like, oh, he knows how to speak English, like as well. He knows how to speak it, he knows how to express some ideas. But what was like, what were the things I do in order to learn English? So, in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you those things. So, the first thing I remember that I did when I started learning English was reading a book. I even remember the book color, which was a blue book. And yeah, there I started like learning things about like basics things like grammar, the verb to be, you, he, she, yeah, those type of things, like the main 16 verbs people usually use, like to sing, to dance, to eat, to have, to clean, those type of verbs and type of grammars, you know and before that, I was like telling myself like English is the most difficult language to talk in the world. I was like that, and perhaps you have this thought, but let me tell you that if you put in effort, you will get like a great English level. Right now, I am talking to you in front of the camera, and I'm feeling nervous. And those are the things that we usually face when we like started doing anything. It could be like a speech or an exposition, things like that, things like this. But actually, that cannot be like something to stop you and keep doing the things that you really wanna get in life. So remember that. One of the other things I also started doing that time was like I used to be talkative. I used to talk with a lot of people, asking people like, how can I do that? How can I express out myself? What does that word mean? Those type of things. Those are things we have to do in order to learn. If you don't know something, you just have to ask. So people can, like, if somebody that perhaps knows more than you can ask that person and say like, how can I pronounce this? This is how we learn. So we just got to put in effort, as I mentioned before, because it's a manner of being like, or like also being stick to English, and those were the things I started doing. I just started practicing. I've been telling you this in my previous videos. We have to keep practicing, as I also do. I'm also a English learner. So in order to keep learning new things, I just started practicing that time. I started with my book. Like, the book used to tell me the pronunciation, like the meaning of the pronunciation in English, and also the meaning in my mother language, which is Spanish. I'm native at Spanish. So at that time, I didn't know nothing about English. I knew non-English that time. So this is why I used that book to see like what the word means that time, like from English to my mother tongue, which is Spanish. But as time was going by, I was like since then I just started working on my things, working on the things I had to work in order to keep improving my communication skills and things like this. So then in 2019, like after 2 years, because I started practicing and like getting into English like at like 2017. But at that time I didn't really get into English until I took the course I took in 2019. I took the English by Immersion program, which is a great English course taught here in my country, Dominican Republic. So that was like the platform for me to boost my English, and know a lot about grammar, about some English structure, in order like this course really helped me like to get better my listening, my communication skills, things like this. So when I took that course, there I was developing all those things: my listening, my speaking, and like some tricks like to understand native English speakers, which is like one of the most I could say, like, of course, yes, like one of the most difficult challenge, because native English speakers cut a lot of words, they use a lot of contractions, and then perhaps you learned a word, but then when you listen to a native speaker saying the same word you learned before, then you just say, what the heck is that? That's just insane, because I know how to pronounce this word like this. Let's make an example. If I was when teacher like teach us like English at school, they used to teach the pronunciation word, like the word important, like important, like basic English learner say important, but native speakers say important. They say important, and it's the same word. The meaning does not change. But native English speakers, they cut a lot of words. Those are the things we have to like work on them. But this is gonna be like when we keep improving, because it's like step by step. Perhaps you don't know none about English, but don't let that stop you. Be positive, because I also didn't know any English, and I realized that if we practice and if we put in effort, we can get English. So this is my short story. There are like a lot of more things to do, but in summary, overall, the things I did that time was just start practicing my English every day. So when you see a word you don't know, just Google that word and see how it is pronounced in English. Stop thinking in your mother tongue. It would be Spanish, Chinese, French, whatever it is. Just think in English if you really want to learn English. It's a challenge, like for me, of course, because I'm still learning new things, but just calm down, chill out, and keep practicing, because there will be a time where you will be proud of yourself because you learned English. I'm proud of myself because I've been learning new things like every day, and I try to every day learn a new word. So feel free to speak out and express your English ideas. Use the things you have and forget about the things you don't know. Use what you have in your hands and keep going. This is not like a motivational video, but that could also encourage you, like to keep going. and there are a lot of things to learn. Just keep going and do not stop. So that was why I started learning English, doing the right things to get the right results. Different things, different results. So practicing makes the master. In order to learn English, you just have to practice the manner you feel free, like to enjoy that process while studying English. I'm not a native English speaker. I'm a Dominican person from the Dominican Republic who just decided learn English, and I know you can do the same and be a native English speaker during the time. So keep going and do not stop, and I'll see you in next video. Bye bye.